Extermination Radio with your hosts, John Vail and Tanner West.
Welcome to World Extermination Radio. These are my warm-up vocals.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What do you think? Any good?
great one. That's great.
All right. Well, welcome to World Extermination Radio. Anyway, I'm John 40 Ounce Vail,
And I'm Tanner, Splatterhouse West.
and thanks guys for appearing again for our second take on this episode. Jonas Feragen, thank you for coming,
Thanks for having us.
and Dana Babenga.
Hey, thanks for having me. Isn't that what you say when it's done? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, thanks again for coming, because we're doing a second take on our episode because I failed to record the first one.
What a retard.
Yeah, I was a bummer.
Yeah, but anyway, we're talking about playtesting today, because playtesting is almost exactly as important as mapping. I do most of my own playtesting, but it really helps to have a second playtester. And you guys are both predominantly mappers, but you also playtest stuff too. I know, Jonas, you've playtested some of my stuff before, and Dana Babenga, you've got a pretty long list of stuff to playtest too, as far as I understand.
Yeah.
So, what does it mean to playtest something? Like, if someone asks you, like, what does it mean? What is a playtester? Like, if someone makes some maps and asks you to playtest something for them, what are you expected to do?
First off, just play through it casually, and comment on mostly gameplay, if it works or not. Just like, if it works well, you just report on small things, but if you see that there's a lot of work that has to be put into making the map playable, you go through the more major faults. Yeah. So I mostly think of gameplay.
Oh, okay.
Playtest, yeah.
Is it,
Yeah, same here actually. Maybe if the map is almost complete and things are looking good, then I try to compile a list or an exhaustive list of all the minor flaws, such as texture, misalignment, and everything that I can find. But
is that hard to do, or is that easy, or what is it?
You mean the latter part, or?
Well, just any of it, just playtesting in general.
Well, I don't think that's very hard. It's fun for the most part.
Yeah, you like it?
Playtesting the same thing all over again, and like you have the fifth version of the map, and then you might get a bit tired. But I mean, like some people in the gaming industry, they do that for a living. I mean, playtesting all the time, and I think it would get boring after a while. But when you're just checking out the map for a friend, then it's that's a very, very nice. It's a very easy job and cool thing to do, I think.
Yeah.
The hard part of playtesting is if you agree to playtest something that turns out to be really broken and bad, and you really don't feel like putting a lot of effort into testing it any further because you think it's so broken that
Yeah,
you have
it's just
to
fundamentally flawed.
Yeah, you have to write a whole essay to report the wrongs and errors. Then it becomes hard, but it mostly comes down to laziness. But I guess you agree that it would be annoying to sit and write like an whole essay.
And in a way you do feel a little bit committed into making a good review or doing a good job while playtesting. So I can.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, I can see that one.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any favorite projects that you ever playtested for?
Any favorite projects?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know how much you guys playtested before, but did you ever have did you have a lot of fun playing testing, or is it has it mostly been a tedious project, or what has it been?
Well, yeah, you go first.
Okay. I had a lot of fun when I play tested PHML's maps for Slaughterfest 2011.
Mm.
And one of the maps, Mouse, it was so big. Took like, I think the best ultraviolence max time is like 1 hour.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's
And
crazy.
I play tested that one a lot. I don't know how much time I spent on it, but that was fun all the way through, actually.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, because he was always changing stuff around and really listened to the feedback. So,
Oh, cool.
and you can tell that he really likes to get demos when you're playtesting, and he likes to watch them and really change his stuff. So it's rewarding to playtest for that guy.
Oh, good.
Yeah, and it was a great map. It turned out great.
That's really cool. Is it usually fun to play test really long levels, or do you prefer to play shorter levels?
That depends on. It really depends. I've played long maps that are boring, like map 30 in the Slaughterfest 2011. What's it called? Mixed Nuts or something. It's like 17,000 monsters. I don't know. It's
Oh my
just
Jesus.
it's so boring. It's not even hard. You just stand behind a corner and take peekaboo shots.
Yeah,
That's
you
for
just kind
like
of let them
2 hours.
wander
Yeah,
into your field
That's
of view.
what I thought too. I thought the same thing. You know, I was telling John, I was like, no, it's not even that hard at all, really. Like, you play every other level and you get killed, and that one you're just like,
yeah.
Well, I guess you can get impatient and get yourself killed after a while or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I have to add that. I mean, you asked if we had fun playtesting, and I was privileged back in the days to test More Death, if you remember that total
Oh,
conversion.
nice.
Yeah, I mean, I made some textures for that guy. Gaston Lahout. I don't know how his name is pronounced, but yeah, I was sent beta versions of episode 2 and 3, and I'm not sure if they ever were released, really.
Yeah,
but,
from what I've heard, they're not.
yeah, well, that's really too bad because, I mean, they seemed to me like almost complete products, really, or at least the levels that I tried, and that was just awesome. I mean, that was yeah, like some Hexen remake in Doom, and it felt pretty complete, and that was just awesome all the way through. So, yeah, I'm not sure how much valuable feedback I was able to give because I mean the levels were, in my eyes, pretty damn sweet already. So,
Oh yeah.
so that was just a privilege more than anything, I guess.
Yeah, that's cool that you got to playtest More Death, because that's notoriously the WAD that's taken the longest development time. In fact,
yeah,
the
another real
competitions are named
too,
after
maybe.
the More Death Award is for whatever WAD that takes the longest to be developed.
Yeah, well, it's a shame that he never released the beta versions of what he had done because that was solid stuff.
Yeah.
It was, and in the early days of Doom even, so, or however you would define that, but I mean in like around the year 2000 or something, that was pretty damn awesome.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So yeah,
Is
it's a
that
shame to release that.
Is it a total conversion? More than, or
Well, no, it's not a total conversion in the sense. I mean, there are still. I don't know how you will define a total conversion, but I mean, most of the original textures are there, but also some hex and stuff that's imported.
Okay.
And,
Okay.
so, well, it's. I don't know. You could probably call it a TC. It has its own style and its own
Yeah.
lots of
Okay.
new graphics and yeah, dehacked patching and lots of stuff. So.
Mm.
But yeah, that was an awesome WOD, so definitely.
So, what kind of skills do you need to be a playtester? Like, let's say me and Tanner wanted to be like like really popular playtesters because I mean, there's some people in the community that you can really value their feedback, and some people you can't. What skills do you need to be a good playtester?
You have to. You go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Well, I think you need to be a decent player for one.
Yes.
I mean, you need to be able to. You should be a skilled player. And then you'll be familiar with the flow of the game, and I mean, just you know how to appreciate good gameplay. So. At least that's my take on it, but I think that's at least one skill you need. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to joke about you have to be able to UV max go to it in a special time, but that's a bad joke maybe. But yeah, I agree. You have to really know what you're doing when you're playing Doom. I would never, but I guess it's valuable feedback if you send your maps out to someone who isn't like a person who's used to recording demos and stuff, because then you will get how most of the community will play the map.
Yeah.
A problem for me, I don't know if it's a problem, but I think it is that when I made like Combat Shock, I send it out to the most skilled doomers I know, and they often finish the maps in first attempts. So I thought, I have to make this harder. And
That's
I guess,
funny.
in the end, I think it's unplayable for some.
Yeah.
Because,
I actually played a little bit of it today, and I got past the first level.
Yeah.
After trying many times.
Yeah.
And I'm on the second level and I can't beat it. And I tried skipping around to play some of the other levels, and they're extremely tough.
Yeah.
And
But you can. I implemented skill levels on Combat Shock 2.
Yeah.
So,
well, that's good.
yeah.
I guess that's a concern then, because you want to have both skilled players, but also people who aren't as skilled to play test your maps too, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
But it would be pretty weird to contact someone and say, "Hey, you're not so good at Doom. could you please play test?"
Yeah, I heard you suck at Doom, so I wanted you to play my levels and see if they were okay.
Now, let me ask you a question pertaining to that situation a little bit. When you get people to playtest your maps, do you target certain players, like you just said, Dan, or how do you pick?
I don't. I think I picked the people that have commented on my stuff in the Slaughterfest thread. So I mainly use like PHML, Jario, GGG Mork, and the Ribix. But I also started to contact speedrunners like Nevanos and that guy. What's he called? He has two nicknames. One is Intrue and one is Risera or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I'm gonna check out some other players for my next project. I think that are not that good, like Doom Gods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can have a little more balanced map set.
Yeah.
You can come to us.
Yeah, that's an interesting take, because you definitely want, because I guess you want to appeal to stronger players, but you also want to appeal to people who aren't as good at Doom too.
Yeah.
So you don't want to kind of like shut any group out.
I don't care really that much.
Yeah.
No, seriously.
Yeah.
I think if you enjoy a good Doom map, you should enjoy. No, I don't know what I'm saying here.
No, I get what you're saying.
I just want to make good stuff. I don't really care who's gonna play it.
But
But
yeah, it's good that Doom has that dynamic, because there's some levels that are really easy and there's some levels that are really hard. And
yeah,
if you're a good player, you're going to pick the hard levels. So it doesn't really matter which side you pick.
yeah. But I think I don't want to shut anyone out as well, because
Yeah.
if someone who isn't as skilled as Ribik's gonna play test, and I can see that okay, there's no chance in hell they're gonna make this. It's not even a tiny chance. Then I'm most certainly gonna make it easier, because it has to be fun.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's what skill levels are for then.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I mean, I guess maybe the overall skill level in the Doom community is much higher now than back when I made Hell Revealed 2. I don't know, but I think, I mean, after like 10 or 15 more years of playing, I mean, the seasoned Doomers are quite adept these days, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe I think the overall skill level in general is higher now, probably even for new players. I mean, they probably come from other games such as Quake 3 or whatever. I mean, I don't know, but even I have to say though, it sounds like you've taken this testing to a new level, because I mean, when I wanted my maps to be playtested, I just sent them to my friends and the other authors of Hell Revealed 2, and I didn't really think that much about it, but overall just decent, good players at the time, and I don't know, maybe they weren't playtested too much. I don't know.
Yeah, they must have been good players, because Hell Revealed 2 still kicks my ass.
Yeah, I know.
In fact, we just played a little bit of Hell Revealed 2 this weekend, and we got our ass kicked on map 7. And map 29, I can only beat it with saves. I haven't beat it without. I can't like record like a full demo of me beating it.
Sounds like we did our job then.
Yeah, you guys did an excellent job.
Yeah, it's a good map.
Can I ask a question too? So, either of you guys, have you ever had trouble, I guess the term is killing your babies, or changing something that you really didn't want to change, but maybe a playtester or a few playtesters were pretty stern about you changing?
I think I did it a few times, but not that much personally. No. Maybe a couple of times someone said that this should be changed, or so I did, but not that often. Not that I can recall anyway.
What about you, Dan?
Yeah, I'm killing my babies all the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's sad to hear.
Yeah, I think it's pretty. It's a fun hobby, killing stuff.
Yeah.
No, but
To that,
what did you say?
I guess we can all relate to that.
Yeah. Of course.
Coming from the hobby.
Yeah. No, but I often change stuff, like a lot. Big changes. Because you have to, when someone says like this sucked, then I often sit down and think about it, play it over and over. And then I often realize, yeah, it really does suck. And then I can make some really drastic changes. I was sitting and changing a fight yesterday in a map I made. It took me like 2 hours to fix it.
Damn.
And I was really satisfied with it at first. But 2 playtesters said that. And, they didn't even say that it was boring. They just said that this wasn't that fun. So I spent, I think over 3 hours fixing it.
Jeez.
So, that's dedication.
Yeah.
I hope it's gonna turn out better now. I don't know.
Are these some maps that you're working on now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You got a name you can drop for us? A title?
No, not a name, not a title, nothing.
Okay, it's supposed to be a secret.
No, I have one map name.
We'll help you playtest them if you want.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, if you want help for like the easier skill levels.
Yeah. I playtested the skill levels with Rubik's this week. Playtested like 4 maps on Skype. We share desktops, and I can watch him play, and we can talk at the same time. So I see him running around, and I can sit with Doom Builder up and make changes as he's playing.
Oh, nice.
In that, so you never forget anything, because you can always. It's not that hard to when you talk about it. You can just say it again. When you write stuff, you always forget. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I have that problem too.
Yeah, because I'm too lazy to tab out of the game and write in a document.
Yeah, you want to play through the whole level.
Yeah, I want to play through the whole level. And while I'm playing, I can just say the texture alignment there. You have to fix it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very convenient way to playtest.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty efficient, actually. That's
Yeah, it sounds really cool.
Yeah.
Do you have any special methods, Jonas, or do you just do it old school?
Yeah, I mean, I come from the old school, so I mean, back then we didn't have those tools, so I think we just noted the things on a piece of paper, and while we were playing, and listed them later.
No, that's a good way to do it, because that's actually what I do when I play test my own levels. I mean, I guess you can call it play testing, but when I play my own levels, I write down some notes and stuff that I want to change, and that seems to work really well for me anyway.
Yeah, that method still works, so I guess. Yeah, but I think that was the way we did it back then. It was just a simple list of notes while we were playing. So.
Yeah. So I guess can anybody do it? I mean, I guess. From what I've heard, I guess you really just need to be able to play Doom and be able to play it pretty well to understand how Doom works and what constitutes fun and interesting gameplay. So I guess, like, I don't know, like, is there any other skills? I mean, I guess you need some kind of, like, communication skills, right?
Yeah, I mean, you have to be able to give constructive criticism and, you don't be a complete dick or something. I don't know, but other than that, being able to, being a good player is important. We already covered that, I think. But, yeah.
I guess you got to be honest when it counts.
You have to be honest too. Yeah. I mean, if something really sucks, then you shouldn't sugarcoat it. Not too much anyway. So, I mean, the author wants to hear that too. So.
Yeah,
right,
often.
Right.
Not every time.
Not all the time. Maybe a little bit depending on the person, but.
Yeah.
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 There are some horrible examples.
Have you had any like really bad experiences playtesting something that? I don't know. I guess like if you playtest something and it turned out that your feedback was not what the author wanted to hear.
Yeah, one time.
Like that.
I can't remember his name. He made some maps.
Right.
I can't remember his name, but he made one map and it was really good. He used the UAC Ultra texture pack and made some really cool. Some cool mountains with a base in the middle. A really nicely detailed map with some broken gameplay. And I started to playtest it and recorded a demo of me breaking the map, doing some SR50 jump, skip half the map or something. And he was really thankful. And I felt that this guy, he can really map. I'm looking forward to his next map. And when he released his next map, it was so bad. It was broken all over the place. Nothing worked. I don't know. Maybe he tested in C Doom, and then I played in PR Boom. I don't know what the problem was, but it was so broken, it was unplayable.
Oh no!
And I was really like, yeah, you should consider checking, testing your map in PR Boom yourself, and then you can re-upload it when you fix the broken stuff. And he was like, nothing. Is something broken? Oh no! And I haven't heard from him since. I guess I made him die or something. He died when he saw all the errors.
He killed himself.
Yeah.
Well, you should have told him, man. He's like, fix your broken mind with a bullet.
No. He was really good, I think, but he made some fuck ups there. And got, how do you say, burned out.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, if you make your map for Sea Doom or whatever, I mean, you can't just say that. Or just, I mean, this map is I made it for that, and if it doesn't work in PR Boom, that's too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should tell people what you tested.
You could, you could do that. So
Yeah. That's also really important to communicate that clearly. What you're mapping for.
Yeah.
And I know I would never test the map in Sea Doom because I never use it.
Yeah, neither
ever.
do I.
So I would never playtest a GC Doom or Sea Doom project. Skull tag.
That's good, man. That's the right way to go.
Yeah.
So, I'm trying to think of the questions I had. What were some of the first projects that you guys playtested for? Do you remember?
I can only remember more Death, really. There were probably some maps before that, but I think that may be it.
Well, how did you guys first get into it? How did you guys decide that you wanted to be playtesters?
Well, for me in that case, I was just asked to after I had contributed. I had made some textures for him, and he liked them, and so I guess as a thank you, he gave me some better version. So maybe I wasn't really playtesting. I don't know, but yeah, that's the first thing I remember anyway.
Yeah. I'm looking for my private messages folder here, and the first project I see, I think it was Sunder. I reported some errors,
Nice.
and
All right.
after that I started talking to PHML, and started playtesting his stuff for Slaughterfest 2011. That was my first real playtesting experience. Sunder was just reporting some bugs, like you could jump from one place to a platform that broke the map, something.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it wasn't much of playtesting.
Well, I mean, I don't think we mentioned that, but of course, when you do playtest, you should try to break the map.
Yeah.
Try to find everything or archwell jumps that may take shortcuts that weren't intended and anything. Really. So.
So I guess that's an important skill of being a playtester too, is also being able to figure out what breaks a map too. Just like understanding, what it means to make it to design a level, like the common flaws that happen in a map. Just understanding how you can break a map can really help as a playtester.
Yeah.
Yeah, and some things are pretty advanced as well. I mean, like an archwell jump. Usually you have to have played Doom a little bit in order to think about that. I think so.
Yeah.
It took me quite a while to even discover it at all. So, or thinking about that it could be possible to take some shortcuts that way.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever had anybody break your map or find some ridiculous shortcut or something that, you know what I mean, just like a glitch?
Probably. I can't remember anything now.
I have one. It was this map. I made map 3 from Combat Shock 1. And Callaghan. He made a UMax demo when he arc-by jumped up on a mountain, and then he could hit a switch, which gave him the BFG in the beginning of the map. I haven't thought about that, but that's the only thing I know that is really game breaking. It's not breaking. It just makes it a lot easier.
Yeah,
I think that's almost like a cool secret or something. It sounds like something you could do by intention.
Yeah, it sounds funny.
But, and since he gets the BFG, he also triggers a fight, and then he goes to get the keys that he that he should have had to get the BFG. And the fight he triggers, they have a lot more time to infight while he's away to get the other keys. So I made a demo of that map in 24 minutes, and he made it in 12.
Wow.
So it's a lot faster to do it like that.
I think that sounds more like a feature rather than a bug, really.
Yeah, I think so too.
But or how you describe it now, anyway. But
Yeah, it sounds actually pretty cool.
yeah, I think
That's kind of like something that I don't know. I don't like. You can do a lot of things, like, but I don't know. It seems like why would you want to purposely, like, skip half the map and half the gameplay you're supposed to enjoy by doing some dumb little. I don't know. I just think that's kind of dumb, in my opinion. Like, seriously though, like.
I mean, still, if you can do a good speed run, that's a different type of demo.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely.
Like in HR2, I did make some intentional rocket jumps and stuff that were possible to. So it was possible to do some shortcuts.
Oh.
Well, I was referring more to just a UV max or a playthrough, and enjoying the map. But yeah, I know. I understand that speed running is totally different. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can make some shortcuts or make it possible to do some shortcuts by intention, for making it more fun to speedrun.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't do it anyway in a UV max run usually, unless there are some exceptions like that BFG or you were mentioning. But
yeah.
But
that's the worst thing ever, when you have to perform a trick on a max run. Because especially if it's not in the beginning.
Yeah.
I still think that sounded quite cool, actually. But,
yeah, it is cool, but it's very hard to do it, to pull it off.
Oh, well, then it's even better.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's cool, actually, though. Like, designing a map where only skilled, if there's like a cool secret that you can get to that only skilled players they can get to.
Yeah.
While also having the map playable for easier, I guess like lesser skilled players.
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool feature, because you were saying, Jonas, you said like rocket jumps and stuff. I never really even considered that in some of the Hell Revealed 2 maps.
Yeah. Well, I did leave some in, at least one that I can remember now. So.
Nice.
I know Rubik's made map 3 in Slaughterfest 2012. It's a super secret megasphere in that map that you only can acquire through a SR50 jump. 2 SR50 jumps, I think. And that one isn't flagged as a secret. So, and it's very hard. Yeah. But I think it's a cool feature. It makes it rewarding to know the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, add some replay value and makes it more fun for UV Max and other types of runs. So.
Yeah, that's cool. I've kind of wanted to get into playtesting, but mostly I do my own mapping and just playtest it myself to make sure everything works.
Yeah, well, the first playtester you should contact is yourself, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, I always check my own stuff first.
Yeah.
But of course, it's also it can be a problem sometimes if you're the only playtester for a map before you release it. Because it's designed only for the way that you play it.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It would be fun to see some statistics if you play the map the same time, the same way every time.
Yeah.
I think you do in one way or another. It's like always the same.
Yeah.
If you made it yourself, especially.
Yeah.
Probably true. That's
yeah. It's probably hard to once you go through that map a certain way, it's probably hard to try to force yourself to go in a different order because it doesn't feel as natural.
Yeah. And you can't pretend that you don't know that there's a Caco demon behind the corner.
Yeah.
Or you're gonna run up to him and get hit once, and then you continue playing. Or it's stupid.
yeah, of course, if it's your own map and you've played it a lot, then yeah, I think it's pretty easy to go to be a little bit or to be blind for new ideas and
Yeah.
Yeah.
so to have a fresh pair of eyes on your map is is healthy, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it gets like exponentially out of control when you have like like bigger traps and stuff too. Like you walk into like if you have like a as soon as you get this key or like a berserk pack or something, you know that like all these monsters are going to come out. Like obviously
Yeah.
when you design the map, you're obviously going to avoid it.
Mm.
So I guess that becomes a problem. Do you guys find like easier maps easier to play test, or do you enjoy Slaughterfest maps, or like what is or is any one like more difficult than the other? Because
For
like I
me,
know some people design like episode 1 styled maps that use only like zombie men and imps and pinky demons and stuff, and then like harder levels they have like thousands and thousands of revenants and mancubi and stuff. It's which is more fun to play test.
it's more fun to play the slaughter maps because yeah, there's much more gameplay mechanics in the works there. Like if you play an E1 WOD, there's
Right.
not really much you can comment because it's made to be easy, and it was easy. Like okay,
Yeah, I mean,
there's
they're
not
all-
much you can say.
Right.
Yeah, well, you can say things about the architecture and those kinds of things, but not the
Yeah.
game in itself, or not much anyway. So I have to agree with that, definitely.
So I
Yeah.
guess like the playtesting feedback that you give for like a Slaughterfest map is like much more specific, I guess,
Yeah,
because
Much
I
more
mean,
game.
it's much easier to die, so it's very easy to determine. Well, not easy, but I guess you can determine the difference between whether something is game breaking or not.
yeah, and also there's only so few monsters in Doom 1, well, which makes Doom 1 very boring to play nowadays.
Yeah.
So
And no super shotgun.
yeah,
Yes, no super shotgun.
it's tedious.
Yeah.
Killing barons with shotgun is the worst.
Yeah,
I don't think.
even regular demons are boring with the regular shotgun.
Yeah.
compared to the SSG. So when
I-
there's
I-
a lot of
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, well, when there are lots of demons there and you only got the shotgun, it gets a bit. Oh, I've done this before.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
I often quit the game in frustration when I see like 3 barons and I have a shotgun. I just and I hit quit. Stop wasting my time.
Yeah,
It's-
but
It's not hard
You
to
have no
dodge.
patience, I guess, then.
just
Yeah.
time consuming. Yeah, so in that case, that would be bad gameplay in a Doom 1 level.
Yeah,
If you met 3 barons and all you had was a shotgun, then that wouldn't be that wouldn't be much fun to play.
no.
Maybe if the area was really cramped and it was a really dangerous fight, but I don't know. It's
Yeah.
well,
Yeah, I find that those really tedious parts turn me off too. If people do it in Doom 2 even, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, are you really just trying to make, they're trying to make it harder or whatever, but it's just obnoxious.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, like when we play Community Chess 4. Yeah, we played that a couple weeks ago, and that was just like, it was so tedious. I mean, because like we got up to like map 10, 11, 12, 13, and like even then there were still like zombie men and imps and stuff everywhere, and it was just like, come on, man, we got stronger weapons. We're gonna get through this levels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People seem afraid to throw in the BFG in the early levels. I think you can do that, but you can just give away like 2 shots every map. And
Yeah.
have, like, let the player use them in the most strategic way.
Yeah, exactly. Use it sparingly.
that's the way to solve it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was always skeptical about giving the BFG out too early, but by keeping the cell count low, then that's a way
Yeah.
to solve it. That's yeah.
Yeah,
Big
exactly.
I actually prefer to get the BFG earlier than the plasma gun, because the plasma gun's sound is so annoying.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and I think it's a pretty crappy weapon.
I don't know. I like it, but it is it definitely doesn't do as much damage as the BFG, at least
No.
for the amount of cells that it uses.
Yeah.
It's comparable.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I do like the plasma gun sometimes, but I don't know. But I guess it does make sense to have the BFG available early for I guess for the type of map that you design, and then let the player decide when he needs to use it by
Yeah.
lowering the cell count.
Yeah.
yeah, I think that sounds like a good idea. That's cool.
So when do you think you're gonna give away the BFG? Is it like map 10 or 11, 7?
Yeah, maybe something like map 10. I don't know. It was
Yeah.
probably way earlier in Hell Reveal 2, but I'm not really sure. I don't know. I mean, like maybe I think too traditionally, like it was something you had to work for a long time, and you get rewarded with this really
Yeah.
awesome. But maybe, what you're saying about us giving it early and a low amount of cells, that's a way much better way to do it, especially now in these days when everyone's so familiar with Doom and its weapons.
Yeah, exactly.
So-
I'm usually like traditionally trying to avoid using the BFG as much as humanly possible, but after listening to you guys, I think that sounds about right to have the BFG available pretty early in the game, as long as the cell count is low and the player can't abuse it too often.
Mm.
I've realized though, I've realized that the BFG is not as powerful as I once thought. Once I started playing, more intense maps. It really just I mean, yeah, it's definitely the strongest gun in the game, but you can give the player infinite BFG ammo and stack them against like insane hordes of monsters, and it's still going to be a challenge. So I think you can work with the gameplay around the BFG and how much ammo you give the player as well.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's definitely best to use in hordes of monsters, so
Yeah.
you'll probably save it for that. So
And you really need to learn to aim with the BFG.
that's
Yeah.
true as well.
A lot of times when I watch people posting game Let's Play videos on YouTube, I notice how they don't understand how the BFG works. They're like standing very far from the monsters and shooting it, and then turning the player away from the shot. And-
Yeah, right.
and it will-
Fools.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
It's
the
easy
skill
to.
you have to learn from playing the game that often. I guess that's a skill that makes you a good playtester as well.
Yeah, I guess. It's easy to be backseat doomer.
Yeah.
That's true.
All right. Well, I guess I don't know. I'm about out of questions.
Yeah, I think pretty much covered most of the stuff. You guys got anything else?
No, not really. I don't know.
Not really. I don't know.
Well,
I can think of either. I think we got most covered now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I
Dan
hope so.
Babinga, you played. I know you play tested a lot of Swim with the Whales, which just came out recently.
Yeah,
I assume you enjoyed that a lot too, right?
yeah, I did. But I didn't play test it that much.
Oh, okay.
I think he aimed for a gameplay that was so hard that he didn't expect me to beat it. Like,
Okay.
so I played it with saves, and we were
Okay.
talking all the time, and I just played through it like twice or something. And I
Oh, okay.
also play tested on Hurt Me Plenty. It was a pretty unusual plenty testing experience.
Hurt
you,
me plenty. What a pussy.
Yeah. I went to bed
Let your
crying
violence or
later.
die.
Yeah.
Are there any other projects that you've been playtesting recently?
Yeah, I'm supposed to playtest Velopax.
No, packs. Okay.
Yeah, but I don't think I'm going to make it because it's so big. And I started to make some notes, but then I realized I'm never going to be able to describe where the problem is or anything, and I will never be able to find all the secrets and open. Yeah, so.
Well, I guess that's a problem with a really large map because you have to like. It's so tedious to play test the whole thing and
Yeah.
write down every insignificant little detail.
Yeah. It took me like 1 hour to complete the first map, and half of the time was spent just running around looking for keys. Like I didn't even know. I knew I've been somewhere picking up a key, but I couldn't remember where the door was. So
Yeah.
just running around endlessly looking for a door.
That. I hate that shit so much.
Yeah, I had that same problem playing a WAD that Graza Graza recommended is a WAD called Ultimate Doom 2.
Yeah.
And I got up to like map 16, and like every single level is just like you go through the level, and then you get to this point where you get a switch, and you have no idea what the switch does. So you have to go through the entire level again to figure out where the switch, like what the switch did, and then you find out that it opened up a door that you had no idea was actually a door, and then you go back and figure out, and then there's another switch, and that takes you. You have no idea what that switch did, and you go back, and you eventually, when you get a key, you can figure out that the key goes to this colored door, but the switches just drive me crazy.
Yeah.
I think the worst example I've ever seen about that must have been Eternal Doom. There were some levels there that were just, I mean, some secrets that you had to find and were impossible to find, and some line deaths you just trigger by walking over them, and they lower this elevator far away from you, and you can't hear it, and you have no idea it's there, and completely impossible to find, and you have to find it in order to complete the level.
Yeah.
There was some really frustrating moments there.
Yeah. Well, I like Eternal Doom for the most part, but some of the times, I guess with really careful playtesting, you can make some puzzles that are really complicated still be possible to solve, even for a novice player.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, but by all means, Eternal Doom is an amazing piece of work.
Yeah, it is. It's a shame it's so unplayable. Yeah, seriously. I remember when I was younger and I launched map 30. I always did that when I was younger. I downloaded a WAD and I always launched map 30 just to look at how they did the final level. And I remember running around there and didn't understand anything.
Yeah.
Still to this day, I haven't finished that map without cheating. Yeah, that is it's notorious. That I think that was map 30. That was had this ridiculous secret that you had to find, but it's hidden line def elevator trigger. I think that was map 30, but I'm not completely sure. But yeah, that was frustrating, but still.
Yeah, even map 2 had me bewildered for the longest time because I had to find like a switch that was actually like an X marked on top of a brick that was like etched it was etched into the brick, and you had to find it, and I had no idea that was a switch for the longest time until I played it on co-op and someone found it for me. Yeah, but I don't know, I guess that's ridiculous. That's an extreme example.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I would encourage anybody to get into playtesting, because I mean, it really is only as simple as being able to play the game.
Yeah.
And I guess you need a skill of being able to communicate too, and just be able to play through the level and talk about what you think is good and what is bad. And any of that information is valuable for a mapper.
Yeah, totally.
So, well, I guess that's about it. I don't really have any other questions. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Well, thanks again, guys, for coming for the show for the second time, and stay tuned for the next episode where we're going to be interviewing Dana Babinga and Jonas Feragen again, because I forgot to record this episode. Just kidding.
Hopefully you got it right this time. We don't have to do it the third
I definitely
time.
did this time.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Fortunately, the first take that we took with this is only listenable to you guys, because you guys were there.
Yeah. It's a rarity.
Yeah, but thanks again, guys, for coming. Especially you, Dan and Babenga, for picking our intro music, Nazi Killer by Infest.
Yeah.
Oh, also, our shout out. It was supposed to be the TNT2 demo.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
I still have a mental note of that. Well, a physical note actually on my desktop, so I cheated. But
All right, well,
And
thanks again, guys. Jonas Feragen and Dan and Babenga.
Yeah.
You guys
Yeah,
are both
thanks.
awesome. And check out Combat Shock and Combat Shock 2. And I can't remember which level numbers you had for Slaughterfest 2011 and 2012.
Map 8 to 11.
Map 8,
in-
okay.
Yeah.
Right,
Is that
I would,
three of them? That's pretty sick.
No, I have map 8, 9, 10, 11 in Slurfest 11.
4, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, yeah, check those out. And, of course, check out, I mean, I'm sure you probably already have, but Hell Revealed 2, one of the most famous classic, most difficult, not most difficult, but notoriously difficult megawatts out there.
yeah, check it out.
Yeah.
Alright,
course.
well, thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah, thanks again,
Thanks.
guys, for doing this episode again.
Yeah, thanks guys. Appreciate it.
And if you'd like to be on the show again, we'd love to have you.
Yeah.
Sounds great, thanks. Alright, yeah.